Traveling to Hanamura.
Hello guys, this is Kodo from the Fantastics and this is building Hanamura on The Sims 4. On the bottom right part of your screen you can notice an image that I created for me to scale the design. After scaling the map, I made a base full of 45 identical squares to help me visualize the project. Then I got started with a spawn for the defenders and the second point. But I didn't actually get to the details of the buildings because firstly I wanted and needed a clear depiction of where everything should be. From there I moved towards the first point of the map. The part in which I finalized the first point sadly didn't get properly recorded, but you will get to see some glimpses of it in the second part of this video, which is going to be up on this channel in 2 weeks. I don't claim that the build is a perfect duplicate of the Overwatch map, and that is for 2 reasons. Firstly, I only had the base game to work with, and secondly, I screwed with the scaling. Yep, after hours of carefully placing every rooftop to its rightful place, I realized that there were just too many different heights. So instead of starting again, I went with what I had, and the outcome is really pleasing, but not Overwatch Hanamura to a T. As you can see, I'm still working with the layout. I placed this telescope in this particular rooftop because I wanted to represent the outer part of the attacker's first spawn. I was indecisive about making this lot a park or a residential lot, but in the end I went with the latter. The reason being the requirements for it to be a park. Chess tables and playground equipment just didn't fit the aesthetic I was going for. Here I'm making a wall as it's supposed to surround the whole city. There are different areas with this type of wall throughout the build and the map. This is the first time the rooftops get kind of their final shape. After that, we begin to get to the details, and again I start with the second point. I'm embarrassed to admit that it took me far too long to think of jumping into a custom Overwatch game and checking Hanamura in first person. It was actually while making this gazebo. I couldn't figure out its shape, so I had to get more than what Google Images provide. Please ignore the flying rooftops. Everything will make sense in the end. After finishing up with the gazebo, I went into the spawn of the defenders, where I had to recreate this room. I couldn't find any benches that looked like what I wanted them to be, so I had to size up one of the shelves. These lights, I believe, came from the Chinese New Year update, and to me they look most like the ones from the game. I used 3 wallpapers throughout the whole building. This pinkish one, that especially in the sun looks a lot like the one from the map. Then I also used this one that looks like it's made from rocks. And the third wallpaper is an industrial one that will appear in the next video. Finding a statue to fit the space was kind of tricky because I did want it to be fish, like in the actual map. But then the only one that I found was the one that spits out water from the fountains. So in the end I did go with this pig. If you want to download this build from the gallery, you can search by the name Hanamura or Yorvasb. Also, I'm gonna have a link of it in the description. We'll be soon going into the screenshots, but thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.